This is a part one of a two-part video. This is a long one, and that's why I had to divide it into two parts. Please, after seeing this first one, please see the next one. Thank you. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Abisola, and I'm so thankful to you for tuning in today. Thank you so much. I will be talking about my journey to my current 9 to 5 job in this video today, and it does not have a specific structure. I'm just here to just relate my story to you. Is it relate now? Relate my story to you, kind of. And I hope that you're going to get one or two things that will be useful for you as you listen to me speak. I got called to the Nigerian bar in 2022, December 7th. Yes, 2022. And I must tell you that I gave my all. I gave my best at the Nigerian law school. Yes, I did. I did. And Nigerian law school did something for me. It made me believe that I'm a genius. Yes, that I am a genius. I could recall things easily, and then something happened to me. You know, I realized that after Nigerian law school, I was able or I'm able to recollect things that I have forgotten, things maybe my, for example, basically my childhood memories. There were some things I could not just remember. I don't know, but after Nigerian law school, even during Nigerian law school, I could remember things as far back as when I was, say, 5, 4, I think. I can recollect things, but that's just like side. That's not the basic reason. That's not the reason for this video. But I just thought to let you know that, and I believe that what I just said now came as a result of consistent practicing of the act of remembering. That was an act that I embraced a lot at the Nigerian law school, so that when I'm answering questions on an app and I was attempting things, I would try to just close my book, my textbook, everything, and I'll just try to recollect. And I think by doing that, I got to remember a lot of things about my childhood also. Nice things, I must say. All right, so fast forward to that period that I said, December 7th, 2022, I was called to the Nigerian bar, the largest bar in Africa. Yeah. So it now comes to, or it came to service. I had to go for my National Youth Service Corps. And it works this way for law students. I don't know for any other profession. I was a law student. I'm a lawyer now. So it works for lawyers that if you can secure a job, before your National Youth Service Corps, that's a 1 year program that we run here in Nigeria for all graduates. Like if you're a graduate, then you go for NYSC, National Youth Service Corps. And as I said, for lawyers, it works this way, that if you can secure a job before you get called for that service, before you have to go for service, it's a good deal, because one way or the other you will be able to like tender your letter of offer letter at the camp and all, and it will be processed in such a way that you'll be able to work there. And the good thing, or the main reason why it's advisable to secure a job before you're called up for service, is that after the service, if you can serve there, and mostly, like largely, you transition into workers, like no longer a core member there at the firm, in my case now, but you get to become, a worker, an employee, not a core member anymore. So those are the like side benefits of you getting a job before you go for National Youth Service Corps for a year. And I heard from people, trusted senior colleagues, that it's advisable to start sending out applications even before you write your bar final. Bar final is the examination that you write, the final examination, the one and only examination that counts at the Nigerian law school. That's bar final. So I was advised to just send out applications before I take that examination. And I did just that. The first application I sent out was in July 2022, July 5, 2022. That was my birthday, 2022. I was at the Nigerian Law School preparing for the exam. The exam was to come in August, September. So I sent out the application alongside my close pals, like my best girls. So we did it together. And on that 5th of July 2022, I was sick, my birthday, oh, and I still read. Like, but I got to a point I was like, ah, no, it's no longer like going as it should go. I had to just go and sleep in my room. But I still did wake up in the night feeling very feverish. It was malaria, and I still sent out the application. Like I said, I was guided by my friends, and I was guided by my friends and people who guided her also. One of us got what's it called, a feedback from the application that we all sent, and that was like a few days afterwards, and she would have an interview. And one of the things that I want you guys to hold on to from this video is that when things are happening right and well for other people, even when you also want that thing, be happy. I think I'm sure I made a video on this channel, as regards this. Be happy for them and try to give them a quota of, just try to like help them in ways that you can help them. Okay. So when she got back to me that, oh, she actually got a reply mail from the firm, I was happy for her. Then she told me that they had to use I think Microsoft Office as opposed to the normal Google Meet or Zoom. They're going to use a different app. I've not used the app before, and she also has never used the app before. But I did reach out to her, because I just there's this belief in me. It is a revelation that I got at Nigerian Law School, that God told me that God is the maker of men. That it is God who makes men. So yeah, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to put in my required effort. I will. But at the end of the day, I must know that it is God that makes, men, and He has the best plan for me. So that was what was working in my heart right there and then. So I reached out to her and I offered to, know what, let's run this app together, and so so that there won't be any flopping or whatever when you actually have to take the interview, because it's going to be a video interview and then maybe some online tests. So I offered to do that, and I think we did it. So that means that I did not get any feedback, right? And I was still on the lookout for a PPA, place of primary assignment, that would translate into employment, like full-blown full-time employment and other good stuff. So now fast forward to, I think that was not the only application I sent out. I sent a couple of applications later, which did not yield any positive fruit. So after the Nigerian Law School, we are waiting the results. I must state that I was expecting to see a first class. Yes. But when the result came out and I saw a 2-1, you know, I like law and I love to put my best in anything that I am doing, but I have other things that I believe that I can venture into alongside the law, alongside being a lawyer and all, or I might even pause law and run into some other things, That's another gist for another time. So, what was I saying now? Let me lose my line of thoughts. Okay. So I did send out other applications, but when the result came out and I saw a 2-1, I was so sad. I was so sad. I questioned God. I was like, God, why? But you know what God told me? God said to me that, Father God, I am Father God. I will not withhold anything good away from you. Like, I remember that when I heard that from him, I shouted and I was like, first class is good. I was so mad. I was so disappointed, And I kind of paused on all sending out of applications, because I'm like, what's like, what's this, But then God is good and He is faithful. What I got to realize later, is that God will not withhold anything good away from me. However, He is the one who determines what is good for me. It is God who determines what is good for me, and whatever He determines as good for me is the best that I can ever have or long for. So that's said to that for me. It did not happen to me overnight too, because I was still sad, angry. Like I said, I stopped sending out applications. But when I come to the realization, and he kept, God is so good and so faithful. He kept pumping me with His word and reminding me of His love for me, and that 2-1 does not mean that I am not brilliant or that I did not give my best, but I should just trust Him through the process. Because another thought or reason that I had was that He is God. He could have still given me a first class and still ensure that I go in line with His will. So, but I came to realize, and I'm still growing in the knowledge of the fact that let Him just do it. Let him lead while I follow. So after I accepted that, I now started sending out applications again, and that was the period I went to perfect how to drive, because I started learning how to drive during my externship. Externship is like 3 months break, not like break, oh, like 3 months. You have 6 weeks of law firm attachments, and then 6 weeks of court attachments from the Nigerian law school. Like, it's just go, like saying Nigerian law school telling me to go and learn more about the law firm, because you also are going to work and even have a law firm at the end of the day, and then go and learn how proceedings are held in the court of law. So during that period of externship, I was not on campus. I was not in Enugu campus. I was in Osun State, you know, to do the externship. So during that time, a friend of mine said we should go and learn how to drive, and I followed suit. We went to do that. So after the result was out, and I went back to Osun State to go and perfect how to learn how to drive. And yes, I can drive very well now. But I've not been practicing, I've not been like utilizing that aspect of training very well now, but I know that it's tied down, kind of. Yeah, I got it. So during that period, I sent out more applications, and I got an interview request. Is it a request now? But I got a feedback from a company, and telling me that they want to have an interview with me. They want to interview me rather. So I was like, okay. And I was in Ife. I could not control the, what's it called now, lights, electricity. So I mean, but then there was generator, which I was not the determinant of when to going to be on or not. I said that to say this, that during the interview period, my phone died. Why? Because the battery was very low, and then I had a power bank. I don't Everything just flopped. Everything flopped on that particular day. And do you know the good news? Or yeah, the interviewer got back to me, and I was like, Abisola, why did you do that? And I had to explain that, oh, I'm so sorry. My phone went off. That was after, I was able to charge. So it was like I was going to schedule another time when I can have the interview. And I was so happy, but did he? Well, he tried, I believe, but I did not get another interview, really. And I was just like, what is going on? But I must state that, I say something on my channel here, and it is the truth. If I lie to other people, I cannot lie to myself, right? I cannot lie to myself. I knew that the reason, or largely the large reason why I was applying was because other people was applying too, and it was just the best thing to do. So that was why I was applying. I was not applying because, oh, this is really what my heart longs for, my heart desires. I was just applying because this is the right thing to do. This is the next step to take and other stuff. So I had to just put that out. So my soul and my being was not really into getting the job, actually. Yes, I won't lie to myself. I was like, let's just do. Of course, I'll be so happy if I got the job back then. However, I'm just stating that it was not like my mind, everything that I am was not really into securing a job. Okay. Not like I had any other thing doing that special. I just, yeah. So I got another feedback, or yeah, where I had to take a test. And guys, when I was taking the test, I realized that there should be a timing to the test. Like the time should be ready, say 40 minutes, 39, 38, 37, But I just saw that this time was just static, and I was feeling answering the questions the way I should, and I was pressing the next page. I was doing what was required of me, but I realized that I saw that the timing was not reading. It was not reading, and there was no, how can I even ask anybody? And let me backtrack a bit. There was this LSAT that I went through. I sat down, I ate it as much as I could. I Do you believe that this test I just mentioned was set from that particular LSAT 2007? Yeah, LSAT 2007. And I'm like, I prepared for this, I knew the answers, I did it correctly, but the timing was not reading. I don't know what to do, or I did not know what to do. So I submitted, it got submitted. So it was not later that I informed a friend of mine that we took the test together that this was what happened though. And she was like, oh, that must have been an issue. Because if I believe that if the timing um read, or if the timing was okay, I would get the feedback from the firm. I believe so strongly. So that's like number what? Number two, flop. Guys, see, let me just pause to say this. When you want to get something, or when they tell you that this is the next thing, or this is what you should do, and you're sure that, oh, okay, this is actually all right, and there's nothing in this that is against the will of God for me, please put your heart, your emotions, everything, set it down as a goal, write it down even, and then work towards it. Just do it haphazardly like I did. Maybe if I had, be very be, been ve- if I was very very particular about wanting the job, and then you know maybe things would have actually worked together for my good in that aspect, or maybe it happened that way because I don't know the explanation. I don't want to say maybe God wanted it that way. No. The plan of God for me, they are of good and not of evil, to give me a hope and a future, to give me an expected end. See, expected end. Of course, I did the test and everything, expecting to get a feedback, but it was not really done wholeheartedly. So if you're going for something, please put your heart in it. Yeah. So that being said, rather, of course, I did not get the feedback from that firm also. Now, NYC posting came, and I was posted to Edo State. Edo State. Please see the next one. Thank you.